The E30 is back on the road.
And I could be a bit happier with a bit more grunt out of the car.
Luckily, you've got these on the shelf.
I do have these on the shelf. I bought these way back before lockdown, and they've just been sat there waiting for me to install them. The car is now ready, and we managed to find ourselves an ancient laptop which can talk to this stuff.
This is a Miller war chip. And now what this little thingamajig does is it installs directly into your ECU. Okay, there's the chip. And you can put your own tunes onto this. There's a little switchy dial there as well. You can on the go. You can switch between tunes.
Yeah.
We're just having a few little issues getting it programmed, aren't we?
We'll run through that when we get there.
That.
We'll also run through the difference between the maths when we get there. But for now, we need to get some sort of power runs out of this thing so we can see a before and after. So let's get this thing out of the workshop and onto the road.
Let's go do some trials.
Alright? Oh yeah, he's alright. Okay. Go on, Dad. And he's left me here in the dust.
Jump too many spaces, but you can't be replaced. You're a superstar, and I can feel you in my arms. Moves are really song, the beat is pounding out my heart. Funky until it's gone, and I can say what we'll become. Keeping my heart stretching long. Am I insane? I'm delusional, baby.
We have plugged in the Miller war chip.
There we go, there's the chip.
Into our ancient laptop.
Hey, excuse me, this is high technology. It's so good, you plug it in, it loads the drivers, bing bang bong, and then you pull up your My Computer, and you see this over here, the Miller icon, you just double click that, and it automatically opens the setup wizard. It's very simple so far. You select what ECU you've got. Lewis has got the 173, so we've selected that. And you go through, and it has some tunes that you can select. Now, we've got the adjuster knob with this chip, so you can have actual 4 tunes to choose from without plugging into the computer. You just twist the knob. And we've been through, and we have selected, for the 173 ECU, we're going to go for the Gen 3, because we have the Gen 3 math. That's the word, thank you very much. And we're gonna use super unleaded, so that's 91 octane. US and UK octanes are slightly different, but that's super unleaded. And we've gone for 6K4, 6K8, and 7K, and a stock file. So we think that's pretty safe. Let's push next, shall we?
Press next.
Press next. Okay, your selections are... Right, if you're happy, click OK. That's it, we are happy.
I think we're happy.
I think we're happy.
Press go.
I'm clicking it, it's clicked. I have a progress bar. Nothing is happening.
It's happening.
It's happening!
It's happening. So that's downloading stuff to that there. And then once it's finished, we will put that in the ECU. Oh, it's done it.
Oh, there we go. The setup wizard will install Miller war chip on your computer. Yep, we want that to happen.
Definitely.
Yep. Oh, totally accept. This is the biggest lie. I've accepted the terms and conditions. Right, I've also read them all.
We totally read them all.
Yeah. Right, so it's installing this now.
They now own our house.
Right, launch Miller war chip. Finish. What's that?
Don't know.
I don't like that. Let's
We'll
try
be
again.
right back
We'll
after
be right
these
back.
commercial messages. I found the bluntest of step drills, and I've marked the location where I wish the wires to lead.
I heard if you just force it, it'll work.
Usually heats up and melts the metal out of the way. Right. That is a hole in the casing. A bit burry on the inside.
Brr.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
I think we should remove those.
that might need a little bit of fixing.
So let's get the old math out and compare the two on the bench. Quite easy. You just unscrew this screw here.
Seems quite straightforward so far.
Unscrewing.
Well, that's a long, interesting thread, isn't it?
Pull this out here. Put that in there. Out the way. And because I've never tightened that up, I can just unscrew that by hand. This just pulls out of there. I think that's supposed to be a bit tighter. And the whole thing lifts out and just unplug that. That whole thing comes out. Quite straightforward, quite easy. Right, inside this mass flow air sensor is a gate.
Yeah.
Can you see a way for air to get through there at the moment?
I'd say there was a distinct blockage in there.
A distinct blockage. So, air actually goes this way. Actually, it goes that way. Let me just remove that so I can easily...
Oh, look, all that gubbins in there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? So as you're accelerating and the engine is pulling air in, that is having to force this gate open.
I see.
As you accelerate, the air is pushing that off and it is measuring the airflow along that bit there.
That does seem quite complicated, doesn't it?
And you would not believe the amount of tension on this spring.
So it's fighting against
Yeah,
that.
feel that.
Wow.
Air's got to
Oh my
move
god. That's not free at all. That's got
No.
such a... I'm surprised. I'm
Surprised.
shocked and horrified.
that. Now you can see why I've never liked this map, because it's so restricted with airflow. Now let's have a look at this one.
Look at all that unrestricted airflow.
That's
Beautiful.
exactly what that is, unrestricted airflow. So how much more air is going to go? I don't know how much more air. Loads more air, I'm hoping.
Well, I'd say more air than having to fight against a
Massive
flappy
flappy
gate.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what I've always called the flappy gate math.
Flappy gate math.
Flappy gate math.
Well, it's not really a flap, it's more like a tension gate math.
Assembled. Let's get in the car. Easy peasy, same way it came out. Plug that in. Click. Get that in there. On. There was also a tiny bit of wire rearranging to do at the ECU end. Has anybody else used these fancy solder impregnated heat shrinky things? I think they're actually quite good.
Truth?
Did we brick it or did we improve it?
Yeah, but was it easy?
It was very easy.
Did it feel too easy? A little too easy? Oh, we'll find out when we turn the key.
Very, very interesting. The chips in the ECU came out very easy and the new one went in very easy.
We're 80% sure that the tunes we chose are on the chip.
Yeah. So this is the first time we're turning the key, so you'll be following us along with this. If it doesn't work,
stop
we'll be going
waffling,
back
get
to
in the
stock.
car and turn the bloody key. Here we go.
I'm building suspense.
You're not building suspense. Oh. Oh, you killed a hell. Put it there.
No, the thing we tried to do didn't work. We have
Where are we putting it?
back on its little pad, so I'll have
So
to...
there, where I just pointed.
I didn't see where you pointed.
He said no.
Sorry. Right, go back with the little...
Okay, ready?
Forwards. Push. So it turns out we did brick it.
Just like...
It is now a rolling brick. Unfortunately,
We're good?
a bit more. There we go. Oh, it is a software issue. We don't think there's any maps loading up to the ECU. So Leanne's going to do her best, scour through the old forums and see if there's any clues to help us get this thing going. We will have another go before we revert back to stock, but we can always put it back to how it was.
I think I might have fixed it.
We think we might have fixed it using 3 laptops and a laser cutter. No, not a laser cutter.
I'm hacking the mainframe.
Oh man, do you remember the old film Hackers? It's actually...
It says working. We've got a progress bar moving and it's making whirry noises, but I don't look at it in the eye in case it gets freaked out and does something.
We think we're winning.
I think we're winning.
We think we're winning.
I think there's data coming along this cable going into that brain.
Woof.
Woof. Right, it's the next day. I've managed to do a little bit of computer wizardry and somehow I've managed to get it working, I think. Lewis is going to be putting it back in the car and we're going to turn the key and see if it starts. Come on, I am so excited if this works.
I think I'm not gonna bolt it up, I'm just gonna plug it in.
Just plug it in, because if it runs, it's sorted.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're going to go for the turn of the key.
Oh, well, we've got to turn the battery on.
Oh yeah, battery's
Pop the
on.
bonnet as
Pop
well.
the bonnet.
Man, this Mini's close.
Yeah, we're jam packed in today because it started raining yesterday. And we're like, quick, everybody in.
Right, so first thing, when I turn the ignition, the idle valve control must be ticking over.
Let's hear if we see it, if we hear anything.
If that's not running, then that's the first time we've had that.
That's the first time we've had that, right? Okay, I'm watching the fuel pressure as well. This is good. This is good.
I'm just gonna. I think we're in neutral.
Don't think we're in neutral. Are we in
I
neutral?
think we're in neutral.
Right. Okay.
Right, we're ready.
I'm watching the fuel pressure.
We're ready.
Yeah. It's working. It's fucking working. Is it hunting?
Running really nice.
It's not hunting. Will it have to learn with this new tune as well then? Oh my god, you won't believe the relief, because I'll tell you something. I thought I'd ruined the ECU of the E30 because for some reason all the technical stuff gets given to me.
That's because you're a techno wizard.
Do you know what? I am a bloody techno wizard.
Very different.
Right, we're going to let it warm up and then we're going to go for a spin.
that. So far, so good. This engine temperature's coming up fast. Sounds very different. Just go to the end of the road. There is warmth in the engine now. Spin around. She's hunting a lot. Very interesting. I think we've got some bugs to iron out. Bang! Now a lot of excess fuel. So it looks like we've got a lot of work ahead of us, a lot of tuning, followed by a lot of testing, followed by more tuning, which results in a lot of testing. Occasionally we'd buy a new part, which needed fitting and the inevitable tuning and testing. But then this happened. Right then, let's go for a spin. So what can I tell you about my car? Well, the tuning part of it has been difficult to say the least. That Miller Performance stuff, bad stuff, not great. But with a lot of patience and time, I did manage to get this car to drive as nice as it should, and it does drive beautifully and sound amazing and go like Sting. So we're just going to go for a nice spin around the countryside, and hopefully you'll see what I mean. Wait for it to warm up a little bit before I open her up, you know what I'm saying? Don't want it to... Certainly don't want to be behind that like that. I honestly couldn't be happier with how this car drives and sounds. It is... I'm so amazed by it. It's just perfection. It's not a harsh ride, yet it holds the road beautifully. And those power flex pushes, they just allow the suspension to move properly. Camera jig's still on. That's good. BMW were right when they call these things the ultimate driving machine, because I couldn't picture anything better. I've got an E46 and yeah, it's fast. It's also terrifying. It's heavy. You get in it and you push it and it pushes you back into the seat and you go, oh, I'm going a bit too fast here. With this, you can push it and it's not heavy. Therefore, it holds the road, it doesn't terrify you. Everything's just balanced nicely. Listen to it. Absolutely love it. It's so nice. One more thing I need to do before we go back to base. It's only a little drive, just around the block. There's a point down here where I measured a bit of distance over time, and I would like to see if we have actually done some improvements. Go. So, success?
I'd say so, given the fact that we were dealing with a software that we had no idea was going to work or not.
And nobody wanted to help with.
Oh my God.
We rang around a handful, or maybe 2 handfuls of people who were specialist tuners in the area.
Tuners.
I know how to tune a car, I could do this.
Turns out
not one of them. They're all bloody plug and play tuners. They're not real. They don't really know how to tune a car. They just buy a map and load it.
That's literally all they do. They just
all
buy
they
a
do.
map online.
And not one of them was willing to spend a couple of hours with me telling me what the figures meant and how to do it and stuff like that.
Because
not
I
one
don't
of them.
think they knew.
Probably not.
They knew.
But
Anyway,
you know, who knows now?
I know somebody who
I
now
bloody know
knows.
now because I fucking figured it out my fucking self. So, to them lot.
But we went to so many lengths to try and figure it out because Miller Performance, they're dead.
Yeah.
They're not replying to anybody.
Yeah.
I even got in touch with the manufacturer of the chip and the software. Turns out they don't want to know because Miller hasn't paid the invoice for the chips and everything. They're trying to track them down.
So we've got a piece of software that not many people
Allegedly.
want to know about or use, and turns out 90% of people who fitted it removed it very shortly afterwards because it was sold as a plug and play item, and it was not. You had to write a map. They came with bass tunes.
Do you know what those bass tunes were? All the same.
All the same.
All the
They were
same.
all the same.
All the same that don't work.
The promises from Miller Performance were worth
Empty.
nothing.
Empty.
So it was very difficult going, but
You are now, I think you'd find, the UK's leading expert in Miller Performance war
could very
chips.
well be. If anybody out there has a Miller Performance war chip and an E30 and you're struggling, please get in touch. I'll be more than willing to help out.
It's unbelievable. You
Yeah.
couldn't make it up. But now she's running really good.
Really, really good. My specific setup for my specific car, I've got the fueling, the injectors, the airflow correct. The biggest game changer for me was the AFR gauge.
Yeah,
Without knowing what your car is putting out, you don't know what to do.
exactly.
So as soon as you knew what your air fuel mix ratio was in the exhaust, you'd go, oh look, it needs a bit more fuel, it needs a bit less fuel, it needs a bit more fuel.
It's a
it
lot
needs bit less
easier,
fuel.
isn't it, than guesswork, than going by feel.
Yeah.
You need to physically see it in front
You
of
need
your
to physically
face.
see it. It was so much
Yeah.
easier. Now I've got a tune that works. I've got more tuning to do. I think there's more power potential. I've found this gauge, this chart, sorry, on the internet. Ta-da! So now I've got something else to work to.
To make different multiple tunes.
Yeah, because I've got the ability to have an eco map, let your mates drive it map.
Valet
and,
mode.
Valet mode.
Valet mode.
And a power map. So really good. I'm
But
really
the
positive.
base map for us is almost dialed in.
It's pretty much there.
And that
yeah.
means we can drive it to a rolling road.
Yeah.
Because there's not one near us, we have to go really far away.
Not that we're doing that because, as you can hear, winter
Yep.
has just dawned upon us and both our cars are no longer taxed.
They are sawned.
Yeah.
That's it. The season is over for us.
Yeah.
Well, the season for these two cars are over. We've still got the E46.
Yeah.
You've still got the Yeti. You've still got the van. I
Yeah.
mean, we're
We'll
still going to be
going
out
to
and
cars
about.
and coffees and stuff.
Depending on the weather this weekend, we might be at Poppet Sands. Don't forget, we're running a raffle to win your own full body restoration, nice show, paintwork. Details are in the description. Go and check out our other sponsors, IPS. Go and get your paint things from there if you need anything for your cars. And I'm going to go and get a coffee. Can you hear me?
No.
No.
Right.
Ciao.
Ciao.